funny thing is, the other day, I don't know what you posted some. What's that? The other day I did type the scripts up, yes. Right. Losing my train of thought. Thanks. Well done. No, I'm just joking. Toby posted something on. Yeah, you totally are. Toby posted something on Facebook where it said it was tuxedo mask, and it said at the very bottom, tuxedo mask. But the way it was written, I thought it said tuxedo Mars. So the whole time I'm like, oh my god, that's so cute. And then I looked at it, and it was tuxedo mask. So yeah, it's all about me all the time.
It is.
It's the red. It's the red, yeah. Anyway, that was silly. Any more questions? Yes.
Toby Proctor, have you ever had a crush on anyone you voice acted with?
Me.
That's a good out there, Toby. I'm right here.
I had a crush on a voice actor I worked with. That's,
Specifically from Sailor Moon.
What's that, specifically from Sailor Moon?
Yes, please.
Huh. I feel something is near. I don't know if I'd call it a crush. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. That's awesome.
Maybe. Well, you know what? We didn't work with each other, so it was a singular kind of event. Anytime we went to the radio or the recording booth, it was just me. So I didn't really get to be with any Sailor Moon people. Had you been there, probably all of them. Knowing them now, I'm in love with them in all different ways. But yeah, no, nothing like that. I don't think. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Now you got me swooning.
Anybody else?
I remember yesterday I told you a story about how my fiance grew up idolizing Sailor Mars. Do you guys ever hear stories like that and just warms your heart to know that you made a huge difference on somebody's life just by voicing the character?
Well, yeah. Are you kidding me? Because for us it was a job, right? We were going in to voice a cartoon, and that's all that we knew about it, really. And we sort of go in and you do your job, and then all these years later, I find a lot of the conventions we go to, the very first one I went to, someone said, in one of these question things, I just want to say thank you, because when I was younger, I was in a very, very dark place in my life, and I was not happy at all. And I didn't want to go on. And because of Sailor Moon, I was able to get through it. And Sailor Moon was always there for me. And then she turns around and said, and I want you to meet my 7-year-old daughter. And of course, she's bawling telling me the story, and I'm bawling telling her the story, and I'm just weeping and weeping. And then, I would go to another convention and tell the story, and someone would put up their hand and say, can I have a hug? And then you go and hug them and say, that's where I was too. And it's like, oh. And to know that, that this show made such an impact on so many lives is very overwhelming. It's amazing, quite frankly.
I have a sort of a similar situation. A lot of times people have come up and said, when I was having a rough time, I just said, what would Sailor Jupiter do? And that makes me feel really proud and humbled. But I have to tell you, every once in a while, life imitates art. So a couple of months back, I heard a rustling behind the house. The garbage cans were being strewn about and clank, 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 clank. And I said, what's going on there? And I went around to the back of the house, and I very casually lifted up the lid of the garbage can, just casually, and then put the lid right back down again because there was a raccoon in the garbage can, a big raccoon. I don't know about you guys. We have a lot of raccoons in Toronto, and I love animals, but not animals in the wild, not with their little claws and the whole 9 yards. So I said, oh my, what am I going to do? There was no one there to help me, no one at home, no big strong man, no tuxedo mask. And I said, I don't know what to do. I have to get that raccoon out of the garbage can because it's not good. So I phoned the Wildlife Society preservation people, and they said it's probably a mama getting ready to have her babies. Or she could have already had her babies. Why don't you just go take the lid off and check? And I said, are you kidding me? I can't do that. I can't lift up that lid. What if the raccoon leaps out and attacks me? I can't do it. I can't do it. And she said, you've got to do something. You can't leave that mama raccoon, if it's a mama, in the garbage can. So I said, okay, I'll try and figure it out. So I hung up the phone, and I'm not kidding you. I said, all right, I'm now going to pretend that I'm Sailor Jupiter. So I walked to the back of the house, boom, 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 boom. I didn't have the skirt or anything, you know, but there you go. If you don't have the skirt, it's really hard. So I said, okay, how would Sailor Jupiter do this? And so I said, in the name of thunder, I am going to take this lid off this garbage can, and you, Mr. Raccoon, or Mrs. Raccoon, whoever the heck you are going to leave the premises. All right, 1, 2, 3, and I yanked up the lid, and the raccoon was not in the garbage can. So while I was on the phone, the raccoon got out of the garbage can. Can you stand it? So I said, oh, how fabulous. But I was very, very proud of myself because I realized that just by standing there and pretending to be a character who is usually very, very strong and feisty, I was able to be strong and feisty. And I said, this is amazing. I should do this more often. How about getting on the bus? In the name of all that's right, let me get on this bus for free. No? Do you think that would work? I don't know. But anyway, it's a thought. Sometimes you just step into a character, into their feet, into their shoes, and it affects you. It really does. Any other questions?
Now that you've seen what can happen when the show is huge, like Sailor Moon did, does that affect the way you do new roles?
You know, this has been such an adventure for us. We knew there were Sailor Moon fans, but the amount of Sailor Moon fans out there is incredible, really overwhelming. And for the most part, you know when a show is successful if, like for Totally Spies, we did 6 seasons. So we knew it was doing well, but the problem is, as voice actors, we never meet people who are watching our show. It's not very rarely, just in random conversations, someone will say, oh, and you're on that show? Oh, I watched that show. That's what we get. And so even for Totally Spies, I will never know. I will never have this kind of camaraderie or showing of affection for a show. I think this is a very special one-time deal. I think it's very random to have this many fans that rally together and want to just keep Sailor Moon going. So, I mean, for what we do, I think it's very rare that we would ever know unless they say, oh, season 6 is coming back. Kid, you know, but Sailor Moon, we would have no idea. I mean, this is incredible. You guys are amazing.
The neat thing too is we don't need another one because we have Sailor Moon, right? And you know, you sort of think, oh, maybe it'll ebb away. I don't think it ever will. I think that there's a new generation that are listening to their parents saying, you gotta watch this show. And they go, yeah, whatever, Mom. And they go, oh, I really like that show. That's so cool. And they start watching it too. So we're really, really lucky. We don't need to be searching for those. You always hope, but
yeah, I tend to agree. I don't think I know lightning can strike twice, but I don't know if it will to this magnitude as far as the vastness and kind of depth of the fan base. Just because we've just recently started doing these as a group and getting to meet our fans, old and new, and we're starting to realize that it is a worldwide phenomenon. The fact that I am, you know, in touch with these guys, with people in Dubai or Australia, is mind-blowing because I've never been there. I mean, I've met people from there, and I've obviously had conversations, and even talking to someone last night, telling us that, you know, we were really big in Asia, which makes sense in some ways, but we for some reason didn't think about that because it's just so other. Like it's we don't think that way. We're not that, you know, we don't think of it as such. We're not big, you know, like we don't expect everything. But when it comes back to us in such large value, when I hear that there's other countries that know us and appreciated what we did, to me it's mind-blowing because I can't believe that there's all these places that I've never been, but they know who I am or know at least something that what we've done. And that's not, there's no preparation for that as a person or an actor. I don't care who you are or how famous you think you were going to be at any point, because I believe it's the journey, it's not the destination, like fame or whatever. It's not about that. This is about this. And I thank you guys for this, because this is cool for us to come to North Carolina, never been here either, and then all of a sudden you start seeing Sailor Moons and, you know, and everybody in support. It's mind-blowing. So that's my answer for it. Anybody else?